All right, welcome back, Nerd Nation. Our guest today is Aaron Jensen. Welcome.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So I think everyone knows, but let's just remind everyone. So what do you do here at N.E.R.D?
I'm the director for field services here at N.E.R.D. I kind of just manage all the animals out in the field.
Kind of.
I kind of do. I have field supervisors that help me do that, so it's kind of a partial role.
And it's interesting because you're up early for your team and up late for my team.
Yes. Very early for my team. It gets later for your team, that's definite. We just have like our Ohio market and everything like that, so it's really early.
Yeah. My guys are getting better though. Like I think they have different channels to go through. But when you first got here, like you were taking, sales reps calls at 9 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? The best thing that happened was that Brendan calmed down. I'm going to mention him by name. So Brendan Gonch, he's the one that actually kept me up late at night most of the time. But everyone else has actually calmed down pretty well. It's going pretty good.
Yeah. And they've got different with rep support and, the pods. I think a lot of their questions go there now, but sometimes I'll even have to text you with a picture of a panel or something to, hey.
A lot of it too is that we've gotten better in our processes.
Yeah, that's right. What I mean.
So we're all following the processes and everything's falling in line. So they don't have too many things to call me about anymore.
Yeah.
Usually it's not good things that they'd call me for.
If you get a phone call, it's not a good thing.
It's never a good thing.
That's funny because when I get a phone call from you, I usually know there's a problem.
Yeah. It's usually I've got to hey, can I yell at somebody for this?
Yes.
And then I don't actually yell at them, but.
Yeah. No, you and I have actually worked pretty well together on that. In fact, Babe probably already knows this, but I tried to get you into sales when you first got here because you're really good with customers. And people don't know that.
I think that actually you and I have been out to a couple customers, and we had to kind of get them back on board. So I definitely like the sales side, but I don't know if I'd ever go there.
You would actually do really good in sales, but you've actually known Babe for a long time.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Who knows Babe longer, or who has known Babe longer, you or Rhonda?
I would say myself.
You, right?
I think I have known him longer.
So you've known Babe, I think, longer than anyone else here at N.E.R.D.
I think so. I think, Babe and his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've known him for a long time.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your history. So grew up in California.
Mm-hmm. Basically grew up in California. I've been in the construction field my entire career. It started out actually doing rain gutter, then to windows. And I did windows and I became an outside glazer for a really long time.
Hold on though. I learned on our last call that you had another profession or an opportunity for another profession. Skateboarding.
Yeah. So I did. Yeah, I had an opportunity. I was actually sponsored for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I taught the kids at the YMCA how to start skating and start getting in competitions.
So
and
it's your fault.
It's my fault. Everything is my fault. Your kids get hurt, it's probably because I taught them how to skateboard.
So you were sponsored, but went into construction?
Yep. Went into construction, started doing remodeling with my dad on the side, and I would be doing the windows as my main career. Basically did that for about a decade.
In California?
In California,
okay.
Yep. And then that's actually what I started doing. That career moved me to Utah, and I started doing that for a company up there. And then that's how I got introduced to Babe's brother.
Okay.
At that point, started getting in the attic and doing that kind of all the reduction items, and I really started to like that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you had moved to Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I lived in Utah for 2 or 3 years.
And then from there to Vegas.
Yep, and then there I got transferred with the same company to Vegas.
Okay.
And actually, one thing about me is that I've never been fired from a job. I've never been let go. I've been transferred to several different companies, but never been let go.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but that point, then I moved to Vegas. Started kind of running the show down there for the company I was with Babe's brother. And then that kind of just molded into started working with Babe. And at that point, just started.
So are you a sore spot between Babe and his brother? Like, did Babe steal you from his brother?
No, I don't think so. I think that it was kind of just, just the way that things turned out, it was kind of a handoff.
Cool.
So it actually turned out pretty cool.
And that was in like 2009, right? Or like you've known?
Yeah, it's 2008, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you've known Babe for a while.
For a long time.
And then interesting journey you had because you lived in Vegas for a while, but worked in San Antonio, or did you actually move your family to San Antonio?
I moved my family to San Antonio.
Okay.
Because I was transferred to another solar company,
right,
to actually run their department. So I ran the San Antonio office, actually being a field supervisor, install manager out there, and it started going really well. And I told Babe that once he started back up into solar and kind of work in that direction, that I would come work for him at any time. So he called me in 2017, and I said, hey. I'm here in Texas, but my goal is to get back to Vegas, and if you're ready, I'm ready. So jumped on, started working with him, and at that point, I was doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah, because you lived in Vegas.
I moved to Vegas, and then I would be traveling to Texas for weeks at a time, right? Yeah. So Texas, then I'd go to AZ, and that would be fly out Monday, fly back Friday, every single week.
In fact, we ran into each other a couple times in airports. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'd be coming, you'd be going, or vice versa. Yeah. And how long did you do that then? So you traveled for a while.
I think it was about 2 years.
Yeah.
From 2017 to 2019. It was a long time.
Yeah.
You travel just as much as I do.
Yeah. And then you got back, or then you moved to Arizona.
Yeah. Moved to Arizona. Never thought I would like this place. I remember so against moving down here. Then I even tried to bring my wife down here to look at a couple houses, and we were actually supposed to go play poker over at Babe's house. And my wife got super sick in the hotel. So we couldn't go.
That's poker. Right. I was there.
Yeah.
I won that night. I didn't win.
Right. It kind of seems to work out that way all the time because my wife is pretty elusive. I don't think anybody actually thinks that I'm really married.
I've met your wife a couple times, but not very often.
Yeah, not very often. Yeah, she's kind of a home goer for sure.
Okay, so you went California, Vegas, Utah, Vegas.
California, Utah, Vegas,
San
Antonio, Vegas, here.
Arizona.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like I was saying, I didn't think I would like this place at all. I thought Vegas was my forever home, and I moved down here, and it's stuck.
It's home, yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't move anywhere else.
What's interesting
So don't try to get me to transfer anywhere.
No, what's funny is I never wanted to live in Arizona. My wife's from Arizona, and I never wanted to live here. And we moved here in 2005, and I don't think I could live anywhere else. In fact, she could move, but I don't think I could. So I've loved Arizona.
Well, I've lived in California for until I was, I think, 28, and I hate that place.
Yeah,
I would never. I'm sorry for the California market, but I will never come and spend a long period of time with you.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your family. How many kids do you have?
3 kids.
3 kids?
Yep. I've got a set of twins. They're 8 years old, and I've got a 9-year-old.
Okay.
Yep. I do have one on the way.
Oh.
Which is very.
Hold on.
Trying to be hush hush on this, okay?
Are we announcing this? I didn't know this.
I will announce it for our company for sure,
Okay.
and obviously we're hush hush around the family just because we want to get to a certain point. But yeah we can do that.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
We don't know the gender yet.
That is awesome.
So we're not.
Are you guys going to find out?
No, I don't think so. I think we're going
Really?
to hold off all the way into the end.
Old school.
I do have all boys currently.
So
I'm guessing. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed, but I'm guessing the genes are just too strong.
And Sassy, what does she want?
She doesn't care. Yeah. As long as there's a healthy child coming out, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's exciting stuff.
News to be broken.
News.
So
you heard it here first. Okay. Awesome. So kids, also you're heavily involved with your kids.
I am. I spend a lot of time with my kids. Actually, just over Father's Day, what they wanted to do was they wanted to go gecko hunting, and so we went around our neighborhood, and you pull up those water mains, and now we have 3 geckos and 14 gecko eggs that are going to hatch at any time. So, we have jumping spiders for the kids. We have all kinds of stuff.
So if they ever want to catch snakes, just send them out to my house.
Hey, that's a possibility. And if anybody ever wants any spiders or geckos, you just let me know. We'll bring some by.
That's funny. So my nephews came over because we bought some acres out in Florence, and they came over and were hunting frogs.
Frogs?
Yeah, we get
like toads or frogs?
Toads.
Oh, okay.
The Sonoran desert toad.
Yeah.
It's poisonous to animals, so we're like, yeah, come at.
You know, when we first moved into our house, they told us, hey, you know what, your house has a problem with toads because, you know, your pool and everything like that. And I thought I was going to have to worry about that, things crawling up through the ground or something, but I haven't seen one since. So we got plenty of scorpions, but no toads.
Cool. All right. So 3 kids, 1 on the way. So when are you guys are not going to find out then?
No, we are not going to find out.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
So tell us a little bit about what your days are like at N.E.R.D Power, because people don't realize that you start early.
Yeah. I start a little bit later now, but I was coming in at 5 o'clock for a very long time to make sure that all of the teams had exactly what they needed ready to go. But my day still starts early. I'm in the office around 8 o'clock now, but my day starts around 4.
When's the first phone call you get? Because I know
4
it's
o'clock in the morning.
I was going to say, I know it's before 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning when the first phone call hits.
Yep. Because you got the East Coast or Ohio.
Ohio. 3
hours.
I've got our field supervisor out there, Dan. He's really good, and he tries to be respectful of that. But sometimes, you know, things happen, and you got to make the phone call.
Yeah.
And then you have Texas, right?
Yep.
So they're 2 hours ahead of us. So, you know, when it's 8 o'clock there, it's obviously 5 o'clock here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. But yeah, so that's when I start getting those phone calls in the day.
And so you, what else do you do with your teams? Because you are also building training models.
Yeah, we're building the training modules. I try to incorporate our teams with that and try to get them involved in that. So I've got Zach. He's helping out with the reduction models right now on getting those trainings situated. But then we build the processes, make sure that these guys follow the processes to a T, and then it's my job to make sure that everybody's sticking to that. You know, obviously watching for cost going out the door and everything like that. That's part of what I do, and making sure that everything is good to go on that side and efficient.
And do you do the ordering as well, like under you?
No. Are you talking about for the material stuff? Yeah. No. So we have our warehouse manager now, which is kind of a recent addition. They actually do all the material ordering for the entire company now.
Cool.
Yeah. So he's actually an awesome addition to this company.
Because that used to be on your plate.
Yeah, it did. I quickly moved that over to the field supervisors because we wanted it market specific. And then, but now really it's dealing with the teams individually and working with the field supervisors. Obviously, my day more consists of answering emails and answering phone calls. So my phone calls, I think I may get a 5-minute window through the day where I'm not getting a phone call from someone, whether it's my field supervisors, whether it's an installer, whether it's a sales rep, whether it's.
Well, we've tried to get you on this show for a few weeks now. We've had it scheduled several times.
Yeah, we have.
And then you're just too busy.
I know, you finally got me.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, just this last time you wanted to go ahead and get that going, but I was out at Bartlett Lake and helping them do that install out there. So we just wanted to make sure that was going smoothly. And
then just a couple of questions on the sales side, because a lot of my sales guys are listening to this. So we don't want you taking phone calls from sales reps. You still will, usually from a area sales manager.
Yeah.
They have your phone number.
Yes.
But the sales reps, we kind of try and keep hidden.
Yeah, we want that to kind of funnel through the area manager, so that way they can obviously get a hold of me when they need to.
Right.
And at any time, I'm always available. So as much as I can try to get, if for some reason I don't answer, I try to get back as fast as possible. But I'm totally okay with the area manager giving me a call.
Cool. Like I mentioned earlier, I actually think you'd be a really good salesman. I've seen you with customers. In fact, you and I will go back and forth when we need help with a customer. In fact, I called you yesterday. I said, hey, there's a customer I need you to call for me.
Yeah.
So, but
in fact, we just had one in the office.
Yes.
And we got that one back on board because they were not happy with one of our subcontractors.
That's right. Okay, so here's my question for you, and then we'll wrap up. So I think you'd be an amazing sales rep. You've been around a lot of salespeople. So someone in our organization, who do you think you'd be most similar like in the sales?
Oof.
Because I have an idea,
Okay.
but I want to get your take on that. Who you think you'd be most like from a sales standpoint?
You know, it's funny. I would probably be like the one that bugged me the most. I'd probably be close to Brendan, honestly, and how I would be pitching to people, because honestly, it's knowing the actual product and what you're installing. It gets very easy to travel down the road of explaining every piece of that. And obviously that can, you know, take you into some crazy fun installs. But I think that I'd probably come across it. I also like to be the person that doesn't say no. Okay. So I might go down that road.
That's true. You know what? I'll actually agree with you. I think you would. You would sell a lot like Brendan does.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Except, you know, I would kind of think about the installers and what they would have to go through. So I'd kind of think it out a little bit. Sorry, Brendan.
Oh, that's interesting. Awesome. Well, Aaron, thanks for joining us today. I know you've got a busy schedule, and I wanted to just grab you for a few minutes, but I wanted to introduce you to our sales team. So,
if anybody wants to stop by my office, I'm there maybe 80% of the time.
And always busy, so don't knock on his door.
Yeah, it says do not disturb, but just go to my window, and it's kind of like drive through.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Aaron.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.